Round one of the NCAA Tourney starts tomorrow, and we're not talking play-in games here. With that in mind, we reached out to our CBS local sports anchors across the country. Each one was asked to focus on teams expected to make some noise in a specific region. We begin with CBS Chicago's Ryan Baker.
Here are the four teams from the West region that I believe will still be dancing after the opening weekend of the NCAA Tournament. I'm picking Gonzaga, Florida State, Texas Tech, and Michigan to end up in Anaheim. The #1 seeded Zags will be laser focused after losing their conference title game to St. Mary's. The Seminoles' length and athleticism will carry them to the Sweet 16. Like FSU, Texas Tech, and Michigan made it to the Elite Eight a year ago. That tourney experience, along with being two of the top defensive teams in the country, will be the difference for the Red Raiders and the Wolverines. I think we'll see an upset or two out west, but not with these talented top four seeds. Enjoy the madness, everybody.
Hard to pick against those top seeds early. Moving east and directly up your bracket, here is CBS Minnesota's Mike Max.
Welcome to Maxie's Bracket Breakdown. First off, I want to congratulate you. You made the right move. You came to someone that has an expertise in this field. This is what I do for a living. You don't go to a janitor to do your taxes, do you? You come to the people that know most. So take out that pencil or pen, feel comfortable with the pen, and I will tell you how to win your office pool. We're going to start in the East. Duke is at the top of the list. Interesting local matchup. They're going to end up playing North Dakota State. North Dakota State's key guard, Vinny Shahid from Hopkins High School, against Duke and Trey Jones from Apple Valley High School. The Bison are great in football and pretty good in basketball, but not good enough to beat Duke. The rest of the field gets a little bit cluttered. VCU, UCF, you can take VCU, it doesn't matter. Nobody's getting past Duke. Liberty's interesting because they made the tournament for the first time in a long time. Virginia Tech and St. Louis, not much interest there. Maryland hasn't been good enough down the stretch to make any noise. LSU's got too much controversy. They'll beat Yale, and that's it. Now we get to the Gophers in Louisville. Great matchup for the Gophers. Why? Louisville still hasn't really figured out who they are. With the first-year head coach, Coach Mack is good. They're just kind of okay. And every time you think they're pretty good, they're not. Gophers, a little bit of the same with more experience. Take the Gophers. Michigan State underneath them. You never bet against Tom Izzo in the early rounds of a tournament. He's just too good a coach. At the end of the day, it will be Michigan State against Duke in the region finals. Izzo recruited Trey and Tyus Jones and came up short. He's going to come up short again, unfortunately, because Zion Williamson and Trey Jones and Duke and their fabulous freshmen are a little bit too much. Blue Devils big in the East.
Duke did look vulnerable down the stretch without Zion Williamson, but with his return and an ACC tourney title now, it does feel like the Blue Devils are back in a big way. Now to CBS Philly's Don Bell and his take on the South region.
The South region is stacked with intrigue. Virginia is the #1 seed again. Now, last year they became the first #1 to lose to a 16 seed when they were upset by the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. The reigning champion Villanova Wildcats have the 6th seed. Their roster is fascinating. They have 4 freshmen, but they also have 2 seniors who have won 2 titles. And then there's the 3rd-seeded Purdue Boilermakers. Yeah, I know they suffered an upset in the Big Ten tournament, but they still have an efficient offense and a pretty good defense. It'll be a wild opening weekend, but ultimately, I'm going with Virginia finally showing they're worthy of a #1. Jay Wright knows what to do around this time of year, so Villanova survives along with K-State and Tennessee.
The Vols did hold the top ranking for a time this year, but as of now, they have no hardware to show for it. Maybe that changes soon. Heading to the bottom right corner of your bracket, here's CBS Dallas's Bill Jones.
So we get to the weekend here. It's North Carolina against Utah State. I'm taking the Tar Heels to win there. Auburn against Kansas. I've already said I don't like Kansas in this tournament. It's not your typical Kansas team. So Auburn moves on to the Midwest Regional in Kansas City next week. It's Iowa State against Houston. I'll take the Cougars to win there. The 3 seed moves on. And Seton Hall against Kentucky. I'm going with the Wildcats to move on. So pretty much going with the chalk, but not rock chalk Jayhawks here, as it's North Carolina against Auburn. It's Houston against Kentucky in the Midwest Regional next week in Kansas City.
It's not too late to fill out a bracket at CBSSports.com. First round action again starts tomorrow. Good luck. Matt Yurus for CBS Local Sports.